I've been starting off the show with the most current events that's been going on right now. First of all, rest in peace to Naya Rivera. That was sad. We heard what happened today. They announced that was the body that they found in the lake. And I was told, well, what I listened to from social media was that she basically saved her son and she drowned.
She drowned. But we still need to figure out how did she drown, though.
Yeah, because
was it something like a whirlpool? Was it something that drug her in?
That's what they said. It was like a current. And we just still don't know the details. And we probably would never know because he's 4.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because one minute it was like, oh, the son said she jumped in the pool. Then the next minute it was...
We went swimming.
Yeah.
She didn't get back on the boat. And yeah.
It was a lot of things. Yeah. But rest in peace to her.
Rest in peace, Naya.
Okay, so let's get into these current events that's going on social media right now. First, let's start with COVID-19 because right now, as they're telling us that they're shutting down again.
As of today, Monday, everything is shut down again.
Today? That's crazy.
Nail shops, hair shops.
And you know I'm bothered about the nail shop. Oh, your nails is jamming, girl. If y'all seen her nails, she is jamming.
They're 3 weeks out, though. Y'all wouldn't even imagine the amount of crazy glue that I've gone through to keep these nails on right now.
Not crazy glue. It works?
Yes, girl. Yes, girl. This one split this morning, as a matter of fact, and I had to bust out the crazy glue, and I keep it in my purse now.
Oh, that's cute. They're still cute. They're still looking real neat.
Thank you.
What about, okay, so COVID-19 and everything shut down. How you feel about that? How do you feel about COVID-19 alone?
You know what? I have so many mixed emotions when it comes to COVID-19. Confused, scared, angry, over it.
Period. Over it.
With me having an 8-year-old daughter, now they're saying that they're not going back to school, not even in the fall. So, you know what I mean? And I'm still at work, you know what I mean? So, luckily, I'm only there half time inside the office, but still finding childcare for her, taking care of my mom, finding home care for her, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then, too, you know, as a parent, not like that, but parents, y'all know where I'm coming from. You need your break away from your kids.
Totally, I agree, and I don't have any. I knew I was a problem.
Yeah, you need your break away from your kids, and like school is a one place to where you can kind of know that your child is safe and you know that they're learning and things like that. With so much going on in the world today, you really never know when your child is safe when they're not in your care. But you know, school is supposed to be one of the next safest places next to home, and now they can't even go to school. Again, the nail shops, me going to the nail shop every 2 weeks, it's just
totally gone.
Just overboard.
Have you found a nail shop lady then? Might as well find us a personal one at this point.
I do have a personal one. She works inside of a shop. She's low key, so I've been going to her. Luckily, she's been hooking me up. She just does appointments, just one off. So you're not sitting in there with a whole bunch of people or anything. She schedules her appointments, so you're there by yourself. So she's been good. But I mean, you know, it's crazy. Lysol started my Lysol journey. Sold out
Lysol
everywhere.
journey?
It's sold out everywhere.
What is a Lysol journey?
Just trying to get the Lysol and the chlorine.
Oh, everything built up. So,
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff is already sold out in all the stores. It's sold out online. Some places are selling it. They have it for like $49.99 for a can, or $49.99 for a case of the wipes. It's crazy.
Oh my God, that's crazy. On another note, I'm gonna stack up a little more because I thought I was stacked up, but now I look at it, I was not worried about it shutting down again.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so a little juicier current event. This red table talk that just happened with Jada and Will. Now we had his side. How do you feel about when Austin came out first? How do you feel about that now? Like when Austin came out, did you feel like he was wrong to go out and tell their business, or did you have mixed emotions about that one?
You know what? I never heard when Austin came out. I kind of just got the tail end of it. But for me, I feel some type of way about it because I feel like what's done in the dark should stay in the dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It should stay in the dark. Not really sure why he decided to bring that out right now, especially knowing that him and, you know, that Will and Jada were still together. It was just kind of messy and petty to me.
I think it was messy. I think his feelings were hurt. But how did you feel? Did you watch the red table talk with? I
watched whatever was
shown
on Instagram and all of that. So I got like the bits and pieces that they put together. It was very different. I've never really paid too much close attention to Will and Jada, but just looking at that red table talk, I felt that their Will was kind of more the submissive one, and Jada kind of led it, and she reminded me kind of as the man in the relationship. You know what I mean? Just because, I mean, and I'm going to say this, fellas, I'm sorry, but we're used to...
You know they be coming for us right now.
In scandals, we're used to it being the man cheating on the wife, you know what I mean? And cheating on the wife all the time. The wife is there sitting there sad and don't know what to do and just miserable and all of that. And it's kind of like the tables have turned.
Do you feel like men are happy? Because I got bashed on... I wrote one comment in the shade room, and that's why I don't be writing the comments in the shade room. You know they gonna come for you.
Right.
All I said was, well, if everybody knew, what's the big problem? Like, what is the problem if they all agreed to the situation? He was going on family trips. He was banging with the wife, and he knew.
Right.
Why is it so like she's not taking accountability? Entanglement made it worse.
I love that word now, though.
It's like weird. Now entanglement is forever in something.
I definitely added that into my vocabulary.
Definitely.
You know what? Again, I didn't know all of the information. I didn't even know that he was a part of the family on that level. I only knew that he was a part of the family, like a family friend. They were trying to help him through his health issues and things like that. I didn't know that he was like a
sleeping with her
side piece, approved side piece. I didn't know that. But knowing that now, I don't understand what the problem is. If it was already said,
men are saying, I'm gonna say this. Men were at me saying the reason why we're bothered is because we get bashed about cheating on women all day, but now it's the other way around. It's like basically we pushing it under the rug. I said the difference between hers and y'all's is her man knew.
Right. Exactly.
When you're cheating, your person does not know, and then you find out, and then it be a scene. I don't know. Somebody over there, the guy over in here is feeling some way about it, but...
Are we sure he knew?
He knew if he was going on trips with this guy.
But are you sure he knew?
Okay, so let's just say this. Will Smith said that he knew. Let's just say, he said he knew about everything. He told her, get your space, whatever you would like to do to feel better. That's what you do. And that's what she chose to do. Now, if it was the other way around and you was just cheating on your husband didn't know, and he gave you permission basically to do it.
Okay,
I don't know.
So here's the thing though. So they were separated. They were still technically married.
Correct. Yeah, that's true.
They were still legally married.
Mm-hmm.
So it came at a point where Will did say that yes, there was no guarantee that he was coming back.
Right.
There was that guarantee. So whatever happened within that time space, okay, it happened. My main problem is why you gotta open your mouth.
I think why did Austin open his mouth?
Right.
I think that if it was between y'all and it was years ago, why are you mad about it? He was probably still hurt that it happened like that.
Right.
But when I watched the whole Red Table Talk, she said that he didn't want no parts of her when she cut it off, and I do feel like she had a little selfishness in her, the way she was talking.
Yeah.
But she said when he cut it, he didn't want nothing to do with her. And that's what we do as women. We don't want nothing to do with the man because we don't want to feel that no more.
Yeah.
So, you know what? On that note, we're going to play this song because it really ain't nobody business.
When you in an entanglement.
Okay. So, therefore, let's play Ain't Nobody Business by Chris Brown and Rihanna. And we out for a minute. We'll be back. Okay, we had our own discussion in here. Welcome back to G Vibes. This your girl G9, and we got Redbone Mommy, aka Allison, in the building,
aka Allie.
Allie. Okay, so you guys, I really brought her on here for more of a educational topic because I felt like people, especially our culture, we don't know too much about these type of diseases and things that's going on in the world. We're so concerned about right now, but you sometimes have to be at the doctor, check yourself, figure out what's going on with your body, because sometimes we ignore things. So I felt like you would be a great example to talk about what you've been through, your journey, having multiple sclerosis. Am I saying it right? Because
that's correct.
Okay. Yeah. And we're going to start with that. How did you find out? How did it start? What happened with your journey, if you would like to share? Whatever you would like to share.
Okay. I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2016. It was actually the week of my birthday. I was supposed to be going to Cabo with some of my girlfriends to celebrate my 32nd birthday. Mm-hmm. One day I woke up and the left side of my body was just moving very, very slow, and it just felt like I had no control over it. So I was trying to brush my teeth, and like my arm and my hand was just moving really, really slow, like almost like I mean, like I said, like if I was just now learning how to use my hands and things like that. So I at first I was like, maybe I slept wrong or I slept on my arm or something like that and still sleep. So I think I had a baby shower or something to go to that day. So I still went to the baby shower. I wasn't really using my mobility that much as far as my hands and anything like that. So I kind of just left it alone. Then the next day I woke up still feeling the same way. And I went to the doctor at that point because I felt like a little drag in my left leg.
Oh, okay.
So I went to the doctor, told her the symptoms or whatever. She checked me out a little bit. And she was just like, you know what? She was like, I don't know what's wrong with you. She was like, all I can do is recommend that you go to urgent care. So I went to urgent care. Not urgent care, I'm sorry, to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room. So I sat there, waited. Filled out the questionnaire, let them know. So the first thing instantly when I saw the doctor, they thought that I had a stroke. And again, mind you, at this point, I'm 32 years old. So,
right.
You know, stroke and all of that, you think that's something like for older people and stuff
right.
like that. So he was like, okay, they was like, maybe you had a stroke, but then they ran some tests, did CAT scans and things like that. Everything came back with signs of no stroke. Right. So he was like, something's not sitting right with me. So he admitted me into the hospital. The next day I got something called a spinal tap, which is when they stick this long needle in your spine, almost like if you get an epidural when you're pregnant, and they pull out some fluid. And the fluid is supposed to tell you, I guess, basically what type of disease. So usually it can be multiple sclerosis. They also do that when people are getting tested for lupus. And there's another disease that they test for. But once he did that, it was confirmed that I had multiple sclerosis. So, of course, at this point, didn't know what multiple sclerosis was, didn't know what that meant for me. Basically, they didn't really have too much information to tell me on it. I think they had brought me like some paperwork that they had printed off the internet while I was laying in a hospital bed. So, of course, my mind is going 1,000 miles a minute. Just like, okay, what's going on with me? Am I dying? Is this a life or death situation? How is this going to affect my life? Am I about to be in the wheel? What's going on? Am I going to have this drag the rest of my life? You know what I mean? So it was just so much going on. Again, week of my birthday, so I'm supposed to be packing, getting ready for Cabo, and I'm sitting in the hospital bed. So I was in the hospital for about a week and a half. And again, this is unfortunately an illness that doesn't have too much data behind it. They don't really know where it comes from. It's not curable at this time. They do have medication that can try to control the symptoms. And it's basically just an illness that can lie dormant in your system. What I have is there's 4 different types of multiple sclerosis.
I was going to ask you as the stages.
Yeah, what I have is the first stage, which is called relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. Sorry, but basically your symptoms come and go. That's what that means. They can come, they can go, they can come and they can stay. They can come and get worse, or they can just not come at all, but you just still have the illness in your body. So for me, some of the symptoms that I deal with on a daily basis are my memory. My memory is really, really bad. I won't say really, really bad. It's just like some things I may not remember. I may not remember like a lot of details and things like that. And it's a neurological disorder. So basically, it's like what's the easiest way to explain it? How they explain it to me in the hospital is, when you think of your charger for your phone, once your charger goes through whatever you taking it places, pulling it out the wall, and it starts to get frayed, and you see like the cables and everything start to come out of the plastic part. So that's kind of like how the brain is. So it's like it's a part of the brain called myelin, which is a coating that surrounds the nerve. So it's like my body is kind of destroying the myelin, but it repairs it as well. So it's like repairing, destroying. And when it's destroying it, it's basically like you're not getting all of the, what is it called? You can't, like the sensors. So like my brain would know to do something, but it might not get down to my hand fast enough, which is why it was slow motion. When I'm walking, my brain knows that I need to be walking, but because some of the myelin has been destroyed, it's not telling me to walk fast or walk at this pace or something like that. So it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of hard to explain, but there's so many different symptoms that we who have MS get. Everybody is different. I get it all the time. Well, you don't look sick. You know, you look fine. Or,
you always look like you look happy all the time.
People tell me that all the time. People always say, you know what, I forgot you had that. You know, because right now, and as we all know, there's so many diseases and illnesses that are out to where people look perfectly fine, but they're really struggling inside. And honestly, it's like it's really a struggle every day for me to get up because you wake up in pain.
You have that mostly every day?
Every day I have pain. It's a cognitive disorder as well. So it's like I have brain fog a lot. It'll be the simplest word I can be in conversation, and it'll be that one word, and I'll forget the word. I can't even think of the word. So it could be anything. You know what I mean? It's very something very, very small, and I'll forget it. You can have vision loss. I haven't had my vision lost, but I have had like blurred vision a lot. That was also one symptom that I had. And of course, you know, my eyes, I just went to the eye doctor and they gave me some glasses. And sometimes I will wear them, sometimes I didn't. What else do we get? Fatigue. Tired all the time. That's my number one thing. I'm always tired. I never have any energy. That's one of the reasons why I say it's another struggle to get out of bed. Not just the pain, but you just don't have energy. With this disease, illness, I'll call it, you're depressed. You have anxiety. What else can I say? Stress is the number one trigger for a person to have a relapse when they have MS, stress and worry and things like that, just because, like I said, it's a neurological illness. So just putting that added pressure on you and things like that can make it worse.
So how important is to show awareness to multiple sclerosis?
It's very important. Since I've been diagnosed with it, you know what I mean? I have some close friends and I talk to them about it as well as my family, and then they'll say, well, shoot, maybe I might have multiple sclerosis. I'm always tired. You know what I mean? I never have energy.
When you were saying the symptoms, I'm like, dang.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I never have energy. Or, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm depressed, or sometimes my body hurts, or, you know what I mean? Or sometimes I forget what I was going to say and all of that. And again, it's very common symptoms that you have on a day-to-day basis. So it's like you never really know. And again, it affects everybody differently. So like I said, I got diagnosed in 2016 to where the symptoms showed and I knew something was wrong. But since 2016, I haven't had any other major symptoms to have me hospitalized.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's a blessing.
Right. So then, but I do know people who have advanced stages of MS. They're in walkers. Like I have a older cousin who I found out on my dad's side. She had MS. She got diagnosed, I think, when she was 28. She's older now, like I said, but since I've known her, since I've been around, she's had trouble walking. She's either been in a walker or a wheelchair. Like, you know, her speech is kind of slower and kind of slurred. I know another girl who's a little bit younger than me. She has an advanced stage as well, to where she's not even able to work. She has to be on disability just because of the symptoms that she has. So like I said, everybody's symptoms are different. There's so many different types of medicine that people take.
So it's really important to pay attention to your body.
It is. It's very important to pay attention to your body. It's very important to rest when you feel tired or you feel overwhelmed or overworked or whatever the case may be. It's very, very important to take care of your mental as well, because if your mental isn't well, you can't take care of anything else.
True.
You know what I mean?
So how do you stay positive? Because I've always seen you positive. When I see you, you're smiling. I never seen you have like a feeling or mad or angry. You always seem positive.
Well, you know what? And I have my days, of course, but I'm one of those people to where I'll say I kind of keep my promise to myself, or I cry at home, or I cry to myself. But for me, once I found out about it, I was kind of more of the person who was like, I want to be the warrior person. I don't want this illness to stop me. You know what I mean? I'm always a person. I love to go. I love to travel. I love to hang out, day parties. GS.
Always at the parties. Always have a birthday, y'all.
Celebrate my birthday every single year. I'm having some type of party. Janine knows we've been rocking probably for like 15, but we've been knowing each other for maybe like about 15 years now. I invite you to everything I have.
You do.
You know what I mean?
You do.
So again, I don't know, like I just feel like it's something that I didn't want to get me down. I think that I kind of went a lot harder when it goes to going out and being more social and just living my best life once I found out about it, because after reading and doing research, seeing that it's a illness that can
be cured.
Can't be cured, and it can stop you from having a normal life. It can stop you from being able to walk. It can stop you from doing daily activity, the simplest daily activity that you're used to doing, because you can be in a wheelchair. Most people who are older who have multiple sclerosis, they are in wheelchairs or walkers. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like I said, they're on medication. They have to do IVs monthly and things like that. So it's a very debilitating illness. So while I'm okay and able to work through it, I just said I want to stay positive, be able to work through it. It's not anything that I talk about all the time, but I do talk about it, and I do let people know about it. And it's kind of, for me, like, I want to motivate people. I want people to know that just because you're sick or you have a trial that may stop others, it doesn't have to stop you.
Right. Okay, girl, give me a high five, because I like that. I have one more thing. Self-care and spiritual journey. How has that been for you? Because you talk about that on your social media a little bit, that you've been practicing that. How has that been for you?
It has been the most amazing thing. Again, when it comes to self-care and it comes to spirituality, everything is mental. I'm not a really religious person. I did grow up in a religious family with my grandma and my grandfather being Baptist. We were in Sunday school every Sunday and all of that other kind of stuff. As I got older, there was kind of a lot of things that I didn't understand when it came to the Bible and religion and things like that. So I kind of stepped away from it and kind of just wanted to do my own thing. I wasn't atheist or anything, but I just didn't really know what to believe. You know what I mean? I knew that there was a higher power to believe in. And I was kind of more of a person that always felt like everything happens for a reason. You know, I have a cousin, she practiced spirituality a lot right now. Her name is Miss Healthy. I mean, no, what is it? Oh my God, I can't even think of her Instagram name right now. Miss Healthy Be Good. And she does like the crystal, she does like the card readings and things like that. And she's very in tune with it. And she kind of is the one who kind of put me up on game about, you know, like the universe and angel numbers and things like that. And for me, researching that and learning more about that kind of just sat a lot better with my soul and with my spirit, as opposed to the religion. Because of course we all know a lot of people who are so quote unquote religious and holier than thou and are the big sinners, you know, the biggest sinners.
Okay, she said it, I didn't, but okay.
I said it. The people who are in church every Sunday, you know what I mean? They come home, they get out of church and
practice
sin,
what
you know what I mean?
Preach.
So for me, like I said, spirituality is something that's more within yourself. And I said it's mental, and it's something that kind of motivates me more. And whether it be me believing in crystals, me believing in just the universe, things that's going on from the universe, or me putting together with angel numbers, or I see 111, this means this, and 777 means this, or whatever. I just felt like it was more positive, and it was something that was more believable to me, and it sat well with my spirit. And so being on Instagram, as everybody knows, anybody who knows me and knows Redbone Mommy knows that I love social media. I'm not a social media hater. People think social media is the devil. I feel like it
can be positive too.
It can be very, very positive.
Depends on how you take
social media has kept me in contact with a lot of my dad's family who lives in Texas that I wasn't able to grow up with, and they share pictures of myself, my daughter, and things like that. And also, it depends on what you follow. You control social media.
Yes,
you know what I mean? You don't have to follow the gossip. You don't have to follow the blogs. You don't have to follow people who are flossing or doing this and doing that. You follow what you want to follow.
What you make it out to be.
So for me, of course, I follow the Shade Room, but then I
I
follow more spiritual pages and self-awareness pages and motivational pages and things like that. And for me, it makes me feel good. And when I see quotes that make me feel good, I share them. And I promise you, I've gotten so much feedback like you just said, you're so positive. I've seen you mature, you know, over the years. I see the journey that you're on, you know what I mean? Like, I wake up and go to your page and see what you posting, because I know you posted something that's going to make me feel good, you know what I mean? I've gotten so many messages and calls from, like, people, other women who I know, like, I love how you and your friends are always hanging out and taking trips and having fun. You know, I don't really have a lot of friends, but I kind of live through you and your friends.
That's dope.
You know, the number one thing I think a lot of people see about me on social media too is me being a mother. Like, that's my number one role, being a mother to my daughter and just being a role model to her. You know, she knows that I have an illness as well. She sees that through my illness, I've graduated school, I've gotten my master's degree. I was able to buy my first home when I was 30. I think I was 30 or 31 when I bought my home or whatever. And again, that was by the grace of God from my dad. Rest in peace.
Amen.
You know, and like I said, for me, I if I can motivate somebody, one person a day, whether it be from a motivational post that I saw and I liked and it resonated with me, and somebody else felt it too and it made them feel better. If I can motivate them, if they're sick and they're not feeling good about themselves or whatever, and they see me doing something, if I can motivate other Black people that I know or that I don't know to be homeowners. You know, that's why I share a lot of different things in my life. You know what I mean? And it's never to try to be flossy or to be bragging or anything. For me, everything that I show and everything that I showcase on my social media is just to motivate other people, and just let everybody know that, you know what I mean, you can do it too. You know what I mean?
And that is dope. And on that note, I'm so proud of you, girl. You. On that note, we're gonna go to another break, then we're gonna come back and talk to her a little bit about girl chat.
Hey.
Hey, welcome back to G Vibes. That was my that was Ella May Layup, one of my favorite girls.
Love me some Ella May.
Girl, she be jamming, huh?
Every song I can just jam through and just feel good.
Right. People don't know about that playlist. Be cracking.
Sleeping on Ella.
They are. So you know what? Since y'all already know, I always bring people on here to talk about this and that. We talk about relationships. We're gonna talk about the kids right now, cause she brought up her baby. She is do your baby motivate you to keep going, inspire you to keep moving?
Every day. It's so funny. I think for me more so, once I had my daughter, a lot of stuff in my life changed as far as being more cautious about things, thinking about things twice. Making sure that I don't go to jail for nothing or nobody, because I got to home to my daughter.
And a lot of stuff going on. You can go for now.
Yeah.
You ain't out there
You
loitering.
might be in a wrong entanglement. You know what I mean?
Entanglement.
So yeah, every day she motivates me, and again, like I said, I know that she's watching me, so I always try to make sure that I'm my best self, not only in front of her, but even when I'm not around her, especially just because there is cameras everywhere, social media is everywhere. You know, you can be put on the spot anytime, not knowing about it or anything. World stars out here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot. Do you give is your baby allowed to do social media?
She has social media on my phone. She'll go on Snapchat on my phone, and she'll do like the filters and
not
things
the
like that.
TikToks and stuff.
She does have TikTok, but hers is restricted. She has an Instagram page, but she doesn't have the logins. I do her Instagram page.
As you should.
But you know what? It's so hard to monitor your children still. You know what I mean? It's very, very hard. And all you can do as a parent is just do the best that you can. Make sure that you're putting those restrictions and things there. But when your kids aren't in your care, you know what I mean? You never know what's going on. Things are going on at school. You know what I mean? Kids have cell phones these days.
And they can teach your kids something that it ain't even brought up in home. A
And
lot of things get taught like that, because I seen a post that said, I quoted, said something like, yeah, remember what your kids are doing now is a reflection of you, how you treated your kids as
how you treated your parents.
And something like that. And I'm like, that's not always like right, because some things are learned behaviors. Not everything is at home and happen and stuff. Because I can tell you many stories that my mom and my dad never, and we experienced it. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, even going back to the school part, 9 times out of 10, your child is at school more than they're at home. Actively. You know what I mean? They're up and active at school, and they're learning different things from, whether it be from the administration at the school, from other kids, or just whatever is being shared at the school. By the time they get home with you, it's time to wind down. It's time to do homework, eat dinner. You know what I mean? Take a bath and go to sleep. You know what I mean? True. We have our kids on the weekends, but not to say that everything bad is learned. I mean, you know what I mean? It can be vice versa, but
we're just saying some things.
Some things.
It's not always in home.
Right.
So I had a topic on my Facebook. Everybody know I do Facebook topics. And it was, what would you teach your kids that you didn't learn as a kid? What can you say?
I would say I actually just posted about that on my Instagram page the other day, just because I've been doing some home renovations right now with the whole COVID and thing going on. just when it comes to being a homeowner, when it comes to making sure that your credit is good, when it comes to making good financial decisions, again, like we spoke of, that's something that you're not really taught in school. I know me going to Inglewood High School, they didn't talk to me about credit. They didn't talk to us about becoming homeowners. They didn't talk to us too much about college unless it was more we had to ask the questions. And again, you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? So just in this world today, especially how everything is going, everybody is trying to be an entrepreneur, wants to be a business owner. People push education. I do let my daughter know how important education is because I did go to, because I went to school, got my bachelor's, and I kept going. I got my master's. However, in the profession that I'm in, I didn't have to get my master's. I could have just gotten an HR certificate and probably been okay. So school isn't for everybody. And I don't feel like you have to push school on your children, but just make sure that they know they're aware of different opportunities that they can indulge in. So again, just learning about credit, learning about managing money, saving money, becoming a homeowner. A lot of people in the Black community feel like becoming a homeowner, like you have to be rich or you have to have X amount of dollars or you have to have a house passed down. And I don't want to say that it's so easy, but it's a lot easier, I would say, than I think a lot of people think. Right. You know what I mean? With the money that people are spending on
clothes and shoes,
designer clothes, and going out and taking trips and stuff like that or whatever. If that's money that you can be putting into your savings, you can buy a house, put $10,000 down, and pay less of a mortgage than what people are paying in rent these days.
Hello, she's speaking from she doing that right now.
You know what I mean? I work in property management, so I work for a company that owns apartment buildings all over Northern California, Southern California, Washington, and things like that. So I know it. I've seen how much rent is. Thankfully, I've never had to rent, and I was able just to move straight into my home once my dad passed away and we sold his house. But just hearing, my friends rent and things like that, it's $2,100, $2,500.
And that's expensive.
That's a lot of money for 600 square feet.
Girl.
You know what I mean? So,
thank God I've been in my apartment a long time, like 5 years now. So I'm not paying what everybody is paying.
Right.
And I told my dude, I'm like, I'm not moving officially. Well, we're not going to move into another apartment. We're going to move into a house next.
Yep.
Ain't nobody got time to be paying, especially with neighbors.
Exactly.
You could be in your own peace.
You could be in your own peace.
And honestly, what you said about school, not everybody is, not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Right. So school can be the best thing you can do.
For me, I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't have that entrepreneur spirit. I don't have the business person spirit. For me, I'm okay with a 9 to 5.
And it's okay. And see, and people like you are a great example to show that you can have everything you want and anything you desire if you do what you got to do for you. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be, you have to have your own business to be a millionaire or rich or anything. And I'm not saying that you are. But you could be anything you want to be if you learn how to take care of your money, your credit, and do the things you got to do. You go.
Yeah, right now for me, my major focus is peace, work-life balance, and being able to spend time with my family. I've seen a lot of people who are millionaires and have all this money. All they do is work. All they concentrate is on money. For me, that's not my focus. As long as I can live comfortable, I'm good.
Period. So we're going to go and listen to some Facebook feedback I got for you, okay?
Okay.
So some people said how to build wealth. I would teach my child how to apply for jobs, how to make resumes, teach them importance about health, and a few other things.
Of course.
Health is very important because...
Especially now.
Oh, definitely.
Especially now.
I'm finding out so much at 30 that I can't drink and eat how I used to because I'm going to gain the weight.
Right.
ASAP.
And it's going to be very hard to get off.
And it is. Someone else said, travel more. I mostly traveled the Asian continent, but I think that teaching your kids about different things of traveling and seeing the world. She said playing different instruments, learning music.
Yes.
She said kids need to learn that as well.
Yes, I agree.
Someone said the stock market. Training my oldest right now. Her oldest is like 15. So she's training her child about how to get into stock market and stuff. And that's not for everybody, but people need to know that as well.
Yeah.
Someone said how to save money, like you said, and another person said travel and don't go to college unless it's free.
Right.
Hello.
Okay.
I know somebody that their child went to college and ended up owing so much money, and she
Is that child me? Are you talking about me?
No.
Okay, because that's me too.
Really? And how did you figure out how to do that? And see, you don't have. Sometimes parents don't teach you that.
And then you're applying for financial aid. You're applying for this. You don't know what's financial aid. You don't know what's a grant. You don't know what's a loan. So long story short, even though I'm a homeowner, I went to college. I got my bachelor's. I got my master's, all from Cal State Dominguez. I started at Southwest College, okay? I work in human resources. I have $85,000 in student loans right now.
Still.
$85,000. And again, because I was taking money that I didn't need, not thinking that by the time it was time for me to pay back, it was all of this interest that would have accrued.
And that's what people don't talk about is interest.
Right.
Even like when you buy a car, the interest rate, and you pay late, and the credit cards, if you pay late, that goes up. Then this it's
not
so much.
Even knowing that you can either have a 4.5 interest rate or a 26.99 interest rate. You know what I mean?
And see, people don't even know nothing about it.
What the difference would be. You know what I mean? And people are just applying, accepting, taking, spending, and all of that.
Yeah. You're right about that.
So, and I can't tell you the last time I used geometry, algebra, trigonometry, or any of that in my life.
Not
the stuff that we were learning in school that I was at school failing. You know what I mean? In high school, I've never used that stuff.
Really?
Never. And I don't use algebra. I don't use
I mean, none of us do.
You know what I mean? But I could have used credit information. I could have used home buying tips and things like that. I could have used what colleges to go to, and you know what I mean?
How to get scholarships and what programs do I need to get in before I apply?
Exactly.
You know, things like that. Anyone. So I was thinking that too. I told a friend of mine, her daughter was trying to figure out what college, and I was like, did you figure out, like, in these 4 years you was going to school, what you wanted to do? Because they don't know.
Right.
So then when you figure out what you know, like, the program's probably already done started when you was in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
And you're not prepared.
Right.
And that's not fair to kids.
And you're behind. Yeah.
And what happened to the DARE program in schools? They don't have that
Lord
no more.
knows we need it.
Yeah, because people do not know.
We need that more than ever nowadays.
I'm telling you, the newest one, Rashid. That one is fine. That first one? Oh, okay. So, sorry, guys. But, yeah, I think that credit and health and all that is important.
Traveling, too, is very, very big. And, again,
I'm scared of planes.
And, again, I love my black people, but we are scared to get out of the norm. We're scared to get out of our environment.
Definitely.
And it's so much to see. I've been traveling probably, I would say, since I was about 18, just with my girlfriends and things like that, whether from Hawaii.
You've been everywhere?
Hawaii, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico. I've been to Italy before. Of course, Atlanta, Miami, Texas, places like that.
I mean, I've seen you a lot in all these places.
You
honestly.
have to get out. It's so much to see. It's so much outside of LA in Las Vegas.
It's an experience for sure.
It's very much so an experience. My next thing is I want to start taking my daughter with me because she's been crying and begging me and on the verge of cussing me out because I'm always leaving. I'm always going somewhere. She said I never take her. So for her birthday, I told her she's not getting any more birthday parties. So I always do big birthday parties for her as well. So instead of having birthday parties now, we're traveling.
That's dope. Okay, I hope we can wear a mask and still travel. I hope the COVID-19, we figure out what we're going to do with that.
Let's cut the COVID.
At this point. Okay, so now we're going to get into another song. When we come back, we're going to leave. Oh, Allie. Oh, my God.
So much fun.
I know. I did too. Okay, and learned a lot, guys.
Yes, guys.
All right, we'll be back. Hey, so that was an episode of G Vibes. Make sure you check out say your Instagram stuff.
Redbone Mommy 07.
If you have any questions to her about multiple sclerosis, I'm sure you get those DMs and follow her, right?
Multiple sclerosis. If you want, I work in recruiting. If you need help doing a resume, if you're looking for a job in the apartment management company industry, being a mom, I can't really say too much about that because I'm still learning as I go, but I can share my experiences. I'm a very open book, so anything that you guys want to know about, I'm open.
Okay, and that was Allie. So make sure you guys tune in every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. on the cellularradio.net. It's your girl G9. Make sure you check out YouTube. I always have my review times with G Vibes. I'm reviewing Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. Do you see that? Do you watch that?
No, I haven't seen
Girl,
that.
Watch my review. You'll want to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and make sure you follow my radio show page at G Vibes, my personal page at G9, and I will see you next week. And make sure you tune into the 50th episode. We are doing giveaways that day on August 31st, and I will give you the what we gonna give away the 45th show, which is 2 more shows. I'll see y'all next week.